So I've added in the cockpit and I've added dirt streaks and little warning signs, and there's little tiny lights going on and plinths. Did I need to spend the time doing all this on the renderer? That would probably take me a couple more hours modeling when I don't need to. I think you've got to get into this mindset of, do I really need to do this, or can we, fix it in post? The way I work is that, at least then I've got full control. If I want to change this, I can do. I've got the basic shape to deal with. I think the level that the image is at the end that you'll see, I probably want to spend maybe a bit more time on it and maybe get some of the on the edges here and wear some of the paint off and stuff like that, and maybe start getting a sort of a higher specular pass on it. I may even go through, because sometimes what I'll do is I'll actually get to a certain level and say, you know what, I'm not really happy with the materials that I've used. And I'll go back, and while I'm painting, I'll render, which is another real good advantage of having a decent bit of kit, because I can then render out. And there's a lot of times when I was using stuff in the past where I couldn't do that. With this thing, I can actually have 2 copies of Max open at the same time and Photoshop going. And so there's no break. There's no lag in what you can do, because you want to keep that momentum going. You can see the difference there in the 2 images. And one of the things that I absolutely swear by is doing a color curves pass at the end. What it actually does is it actually knits everything together. And you'll be amazed at the different variations of mood that you can get from just using curves. Flatten this now. There we go. So in curves, in fact, what we can do is we can cycle through, and you can see that going through them, you can get totally different looks from an image. I mean, it's a question of, you start cycling through these and you'll hit one, you go, you know what, I like that. I like the mood on that. I like the way it's brought more of a yellow tinge to the clouds. It looks a bit more stormy. And sometimes you can duplicate the layers and do it multiple times, and, put the transparency down on the top layer and mix them together. But definitely doing this, it seems to knit all the colors together. It gets everything a little bit more uniform.